so we use the 10-year to get us our intermediate term, but to get the long term, we need another bond. So we're going to put long treasuries here, and then our change in rates, we'll put long rates here. So for long treasuries, we can go back and we can do the 30-year. Let me close some of these things down.
That was it?
Yeah, but I want to load it again for the video. So the 30-year treasury unfortunately doesn't go back. I mean, it goes back pretty far, but we're missing some years. So, and we don't have 1970. So we'll go back 1977. Boy, 1977. Paste that in, and then we'll see if we can find the 20-year. We'll substitute that in. So which years were we missing? Oh, I got way too many things open here. 2003, 4, and 5. Those wonderful years where we didn't have any long treasuries. So I'll copy those in. Then I need these first few years here. We may just have to use the 10-year treasury for that as well. So the long treasuries, we'll do that down to here, and we'll use. So you need to get as close as you can, and these rates exist. They're actually out there somewhere, but for some reason the Fed is not providing us those rates. They used to have the triple B bond back to like 1922, but for some reason they took that data away from us. All right, so what we need to do is set up a portfolio. So we have our assets and we have our liabilities. So however you want to do it, I'm going to just do what I'm used to where I worked. Let's say we have $3 billion in assets and $2,700 in liabilities. So let's first get our bond return. So my bond return for 1970 is going to be what? Minus duration. Y'all know this formula, right? Times the change in yield. What is my change in yield? These are triple Bs. Plus my convexity times change in yield squared. Divided by 2. Did I do that right? Hopefully I did that right. So minus duration times the change in yield, you have to divide by 100, plus convexity times the change in yield squared divided by 2. Let's lock something in. Got to lock that in, right? Lock that in. That's everything locked in. So there's my bond returns. Let's see if we did it right. 1994 should be a negative number. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, 1994. 2008 should be a negative number. Yep. So that's good. The 70s should be some negative numbers. The 80s should be tremendously positive numbers. So that looks pretty good. What do we do with the long bonds? We're going to use my duration, my convexity, and then for long bonds, we'll use N. So there's my report for the long bonds. And it should be much more volatile, right? So we can test that real quick and make sure. Yeah, long bonds are very, very volatile. And then my swap, pretty easy, right? I got my swap is in E. In E. Where's my swap yield? Swap rates is in M. Boy, that can't be right. Oh yeah, because this is going to be really volatile, isn't it? which is fine, that's what you want, because how are we going to offset this volatility? We're going to have a very small notional because our duration is so high. So that'd be good. And in my liabilities, exact same thing again. My liabilities is F, and F, and then we want to use the triple B for that, that's L. So what's going to happen to the surplus of the plan? This is the tricky part. So you've got, yeah, you may have to set this up in dollars. I'll have to turn it off and see. But all right, so we got this formula set up. So what we need to do is figure out our dollar duration gap. All right, y'all remember how to do that? What's the duration of our assets? Well, you've got 3 billion. Well, it's even easier than that. You just take duration of 5 years times 0.3, right? If assets are 70% stocks, then the duration of liabilities is just 30%, right? That's pretty straightforward. What's the duration of liabilities? Man, he's not aging me at all. Duration of liabilities, we've got that right there. So my dollar duration gap is I take my assets, now hopefully I'll remember this formula, times the duration of my assets plus my liabilities, times the duration of my liabilities. 32 billion deficit. How much do we need? What's our notional on the swap going to be then?
That divided by the duration of the...
Yeah, duration of the swap. So we're going to have 1.1 billion in the swap. All right, so if I were you, I'd probably set this up. You're going to have to decide how you're going to set this up. But before we do that, let me turn this off. Let's see if everybody's with me.